Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do the October 2025 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for all signs. This is for everyone, and I do suggest the best way to watch if you're very particular about trying to figure out, okay, what's meant for you, is I would scroll ahead. Or to scroll and stop on a random place. So use the scroll bar, use your finger and scroll over to like a random stop place and stop and see what I'm saying during that time. You could also timestamp it for yourself and pick a random timestamp. I actually scroll and stop pretty much for the majority of all the things that I watch, and it's 100% accurate for the things that I need to hear, the messages that need to come through at that time. So I do recommend that. I'm back with the tarot and I'm using some charms here. I wanted to get this video out today because we're getting, into October, and I wanted to see what the vibes are for going to be for October 2025. I feel like the last month was pretty crazy with the eclipses, and so I'm hoping that October will bring a little bit of that Libra season energy of peace, and with the the fall vibes, kind of like have a more calmer, peaceful energy. It's interesting, some of you might feel like, I don't know, seasonal depression, or more like you want to sleep. My guide said you're gonna maybe want to sleep more during this time. I don't know why I got that. I haven't even looked at the cards yet, but before I jump in, I do want to say that I am still offering private readings. If you wanted to book a private reading, you need to pre-order the reading. If you are undergoing any kind of hardship, you can specify how you want to split up the payment into two parts. You can split it up in any way you want. Of course, I prefer like a $50 payment, and then you'd pay the second portion. Some people, they're like, I can only do 40 and 60 later. You're more than welcome to specify if that's the case. I appreciate all clients who are able to pay the full 100, but I am flexible as far as the partial payments. I do send invoices through PayPal, so people that want to split it up can do it that way. But you would also need to, it's on the honor system. And everybody who has ever split up a payment with me has always paid the second portion. So I'm not concerned about it, but it's just something that I let everybody know too. Like, going into this season, everybody's going to be doing a lot of seasonal shopping. This is a great time to, purchase a reading for somebody as a gift, especially over the holidays. So, I'm so, like I said, offering private readings, and the best way is to pre-order. You can check the description box. You would send a payment and or reach out to me by email. But you send a payment first and reach out to me by email and let me know your best days and times and where you're located. It's very helpful to know about time zones because I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm on the West Coast of the United States, so Pacific Standard Time. So just specifying those things. I don't know why that wanted to come through today, but it did. So I'm just going to lay out some cards and see what we get. The word the bridge is coming to me here, and I have a whole thing. It's so fascinating. I have this whole thing about bridges, and I'm obsessed with the book Bridge to Terabithia, and as you know, I created like a whole deck because of it. My guide said bridge over troubled waters. So if you have had any kind of stuff that really got churned up because of this, the eclipses in September, I feel like you're going to be moving on from that energy. It might take a little bit of time. Some of you might be very impatient for things because we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and this to me is being a little bit impatient. But I feel like you're going to be moving out of this time. To me, this is turbulence here. Turbulence. Queen of Swords energy, moon energy, but we have the sun as the foundation. So you're going to find your joy again. You're going to get your stride. You're going to get like your vibe. Okay. To me, Libra is really overly balanced to the point where nothing really can get to it. So like, you know, you can yell at a Libra all day and they really just don't care. And so like, essentially you don't get anywhere. And so like, I think that any kind of turbulence energy is going to go away. You know, with the Tower here, to me, it's going to go away. There might be some things that are ending in your life too. You know, we have the World card. To me, that's an ending. That's severance. That's like letting things go. Some of you may be saying goodbye to friendships or people in your life that are no longer in alignment with you. You know, things that are no longer serving you. For some of you, you may be leaving a job. For some of you, you may end up moving like house. It feels like it's all for the better, all for the best. I mean, we have no blockages here. Like this, we have a 4-card spread with no blockages. Very positive cards, very, very smooth. Like there's nothing coming in that's going to like hinder your progress or stop you. You're going to feel, I want to say, a little bit undefeatable at this time. You know, in October, especially those of you with any planets in Libra, okay? But let's just say you have, I'm getting a strong air vibe here. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, you might feel very empowered, you know, we have Pluto in Aquarius and it's gaining power. And so for some of you, like, I wouldn't take up any kind of fights with an Aquarius. I wouldn't take up any kind of fights with any of the air signs because they're going to be really super empowered by Pluto. Very transformational. Like everything is going to be super transformational and you're going to learn a lot from the outcome of any issue that you have with the air signs at this time. However, this reading is not just air sign specific, but I did want to mention that because I feel like we have the sword here. And we have the queen of swords in the center. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, I feel like you're going to really feel empowered at this time. But I also feel like you are going to come out ahead somehow. You're going to come out of this period ahead. There is nothing stopping you. There's nothing blocking you. I will say, okay, so I pulled the 3 of swords to see, okay, what else is coming in. I feel like for some of you, there is some hurt or some damage that you're really working through to process. Now, some of you, this damage or hurt could come from other people. This damage or hurt could come from losses in your life's journey. This damage and hurt can come through any kind of situation that you may have. But I feel like we have the star here coming in after it. Again, it's almost like you may have a tough situation happening and then something comes in and heals it, or some energy comes in and it's like a balm that kind of feels good or soothes it. It almost feels like whatever endings are blessed, whatever endings or whatever things that you're letting go of. Some of you may actually revisit an old relationship. This could be even like an ex or something where they may actually apologize for hurting you. They may really apologize for the damage that they caused in your life. This may be unexpected for you as well. Like, and it's not just an ex. It could be anybody in your life that comes forward and is like, you know, I don't like this damage that I caused you, or I don't like this hurt or where things were left. I don't like this energy here. I feel like there's going to be an apology that you may or may not accept, but I feel like that's part of this energy. I feel like some of you are going to be very focused on honing your craft, being, I don't know, like I want to say very, focused on doing things that come naturally to you. So natural gifts, singing, writing music. If you have any artistic gifts, painting, drawing, I feel like even sculpture, some of you doing pottery. I feel like some of you doing just anything to do like handmade things. I feel like you're going to get very into crafts or into like things that are handmade. I also feel like this is working on your career. So for some of you, you might see career advancements or developments in your career, which you hadn't previously. It's so funny. There's this tree that's breaking through this piano. And so you might have a breakthrough moment where it's like suddenly you're in the spotlight or some attention's on you and you're not even realizing like all this attention's on you. For some of you, if you do any, because I have read for people in Hollywood. And so like, if you are an actor or an actress, this is like maybe getting a breakout role, or let's just say you haven't really had a part in a while, you might get into do something different. Maybe like an agent or something calls you and says, I know this is not your normal thing, but this came across my desk. Would you be interested in doing this? Now it could be a musical, it could be anything on Broadway, it could be anything, again, with music tied to it. But I feel like some of you are going to be really kind of expanding, like, your gifts, like really looking at like, what are your gifts? What are your talents? What is your skill set? What are you good at? Those of you who are in social media, you might see like, you might have one video that goes viral, or you might have like a couple, my guys are showing me 5. Could be 5 videos that kind of go viral, or something like up to 5 unexpectedly, where it's like suddenly it's like boom, your videos go viral and suddenly you are getting a lot of attention and people are looking at your work and going, okay, like this is really cool, or I really like your work, I'm really interested in your content. You might actually do partnerships, like paid partnerships and stuff like well, opportunities that like I feel like may previously have been blocked. The fact that the tree is coming through the piano is very fascinating. I've never really seen it this way before. So, and there's all this green energy inside. So it's very blessed. Whatever whatever breakthrough you have, whatever breakthrough moment you have, and some of you, it's a financial one. Okay. Some of you, it's purely financial, where suddenly you have some money and you're like, wow, like I have some money and I can maybe, start my own little business, or maybe, do something that I've never done before. Maybe, I have this whole thing about wanting to learn how to play the cello. And so for some of you, like maybe it's picking up a cello and being like, okay, I've always wanted to learn, or like the guitar, or something that, before maybe let's say you didn't have the money, where money was a blockage, or where there was some blockage in your finances, you're going to be able to do something that you wanted to do. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to do with music. It could be anything that you've wanted to do, anything that you've, like a lot of people, some people that just want to get ahead with their bills, so there's going to be some, I want to say, advancements or breakthrough as far as like, you no longer really having to slog it out. Like, that's what I want to say. Like, I feel like the 9 of Pentacles is a really abundant card. I saw this a lot come up for me right before, my channel blew up in 2013. So like, or 2014. So like some of you, this is coming full circle. There's a circle here coming full circle, and maybe there's going to be some breakthroughs with your finances, where you suddenly have the ability to do things where you didn't have the ability to do it before. And so it's really going to change the game for you here. And it's interesting because I feel like at the same time, we have the 2 of Cups as an outcome. So you're not only going to be noticed by, or have opportunities that maybe you didn't have before in your career, or have a shift in your finances that's positive. But I also see that there's going to be something happening within relationships as well. New romance. The 2 of Cups, it talks about choices, but here this has a very lovey-dovey vibe. very romantic vibe. Very like, okay, let's hang out, let's hook up, let's go out, let's date, let's get together. It's very romantic. This is words of love. This is words of appreciation. I see the two trees, growing together. So this is a relationship that's growing. It's going somewhere. Whether it's it started off as friends, or whether it started off just like as somebody you dated or somebody that was interested in you. Like there's going to be some relationship that goes to the next level. And that's very blessed. Whatever next level is, okay, it's so interesting because we have this cup here and it's on this next level. It's not down here, it's here. I feel like some of you, like this is someone being like, okay, we've been dating for a period of time. Let's get married. Like, let's go get married. Or, somebody asks you out and it's like, I really like you and I really want to take things to the next level or see where this could go. I feel like there's an energy of forward movement within your love life. So I'm hearing like somebody asking you out, like, hey, let's go out, or hey, do you want to go out? Or hey, what are you doing tonight? I don't feel like it's just a hookup. I feel like it is more like serious in nature, where there's going to be a bond, there's going to be like time invested, there's going to be like, several dates, or there's going to be like a friendship to relationship where it's like you're texting each other and you're talking to each other and you're, involved in each other's lives. That's what I see here. Hang on one second. So that's really positive. Some of you, I don't feel like you see this actually coming. I feel like you're not going to see any relationship, that you have, unless you have like a friendship that could go somewhere. It feels more like you don't necessarily see that maybe someone really likes you. You don't necessarily see how the relationship could advance. I feel like this is a very grounded relationship as well. Somebody, the giraffe is like really a grounded creature, like really chill. So like, this is someone who's really chill, who makes you feel really good, very chill. Like you might, start off casually dating too. Like this could be like a casual date. Someone asks you out and it's like, hey, do you want to go to coffee? Or hey, do you want to just go get like a bite to eat somewhere? And it's casual. It's not like, okay, like we need to go to a fancy dinner with candles and stuff like that. And it's not maybe like, like a big steak dinner, like at first. It's more casual. You're probably going to wear jeans, or you might wear a cute dress or something, but it's not like you're under pressure. I mean, it feels very chill, very relaxed. Whatever energy there is for the masculine, I feel like the masculine is going to really ground the feminine and make the feminine feel pretty, sexy, hot. I feel like you guys most likely are going to sleep together. Like it feels like sexy time. And if you do sleep together, then this is also potentially where, we have the high priestess here with the pomegranate. The high priestess is pregnancy. So I would tell you to take precautions if that's not something that you're wanting. I do feel like some of you are going to have more than one suitor. Okay, like more than one offer or opportunity to date. We have the Seven of Cups also. Some of you are going to be moving in with someone. Like, again, it's going to the next level. So let's just say you're in a relationship and you've been talking for a while, going out, and you can become friends, or you just gotten closer. I feel like you're going to think about long-term planning. Think about moving. Think about, okay, like what do we want to do? What kind of life do we want to have together? It's a very... it's going to actually shock you. Like you're going to go from being like really super single, okay? And like maybe you hate the world a little bit because we have the world card here and the tower and all that stuff, to a very like relationship focused person. And you don't even see that coming. Like I feel like you're going to really turn the corner here, and that's where it's going. I want to talk about some of the charms here really quickly because we have some really cool things that came out. We have the bluebird, which is really a piece about hope, especially after a time of grief or loss. Some of you, there may have been some grief or may have been some loss or may have been some things in your life that you're trying to lay to rest or work through again. And that's a really good sign. We also have Crane Lake, which the cork for Crane Lake. And anytime I see the word crane, I think of the heron, and the heron is the best path to be on. The heron is the moving path, but it's the best. It's really lucky. It's where all the things happen. It's almost like the sun card, where it's like all the best things that could possibly happen. Super positive, super lucky. Like if you go and apply for housing, you get the house. If you decide, okay, you and a partner want to find a new home, and you'll find a starter home. Like, it's very hard to maybe see some of the positive things here with the Crane Lake, but it's possible. And with the Crane Lake, it's almost like overcoming. It's almost like a change of luck, basically. It's like going through a period of time where all the things you did were not working out, to a period of time where, you're like, you call up the auto guy and you go say, okay, I want this done in my car. You go and you have it done and you come home. Boom, it's done. It feels of like a very maybe smoother ride, and I was hoping to see this for October, but I'm happy to report that it feels like a much smoother ride than September. But it's also a change of luck. It's more than just, okay, this is the overall October energy. It's a change of luck for many of you. It's going from a period of time where you weren't maybe necessarily getting the things that you wanted, or things were not going right, I want to say. And I feel like the outcome here shows like there's a lot of really like strong energies about luck changing for the better. The herald is, getting a call back on the job. The heron is, the crane or the heron is this bird, which is really, really lucky. It's also a very spiritual bird. So some of you may have intuitive gifts. Some of you may be focused, like me, like doing more readings or booking more clients. Being very spiritually focused, very spiritually minded, but it's a blessing from the divine, I want to say. We have the star card here to me. So this is anything that comes in, even if it's a negative, is a blessing during this period of time. That's what I want to say. Any delay might seem irritating, but like all the other things feel like blessings to me. A lot of love too. We have this rose quartz here for the love. We also have the red heart for the love. So I heard that Florence and Machine song, "You've Got the Love." I don't know, pulling ahead is what I want to say. It feels like you're going to finish October way different than how you feel in the beginning of October. So how you feel now, like watching this video, it's going to change. If you're struggling in any way, it's going to change. If you're trying to just like get from point A to point B, doing things will get easier, simpler. I feel like the Libra season will help. I feel like Venus moving into the sign of Libra is really going to help. So I just want to encourage all of you to, keep your head up and keep your chin up and stay positive during this period of time, and kind of, just, I want to say cross the bridge of, okay, like we're coming out of this other time of very strong Virgo energy, which is not always the easiest. Earth signs are the school of hard knocks. Things get rough when there's a lot of earth because there's not a lot of movement. It's the rolling stones, okay? That's the earth signs. The earth signs are the rolling stones. They're rolling along. They're trying to do their best. They're facing a lot of challenges. So it's heavy. So I feel like for some of you, the energy is not going to be as heavy, and I feel like you're going to maybe roll with things a little bit better as October progresses. All right, guys, I have to leave off here. Thank you guys so much. I wish you guys all the best. Have a very blessed Libra season. I'll be back for more videos, so stay tuned. If you'd like to book, like I said, you can pre-order from the links in the description box. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye, guys.